InArt Harry Potter? The wrong price or
Ooh.
the wrong character, right? And I ran a poll recently, and I want to bring up the results here. I want to bring up the data. I'll zoom in a little bit further here for the people so you can see. So I asked the question, is InArt Deluxe Harry Potter overpriced at $595 shipped? The results were pretty interesting. 85% said yes, Harry Potter InArt Deluxe is overpriced at $595 shipped. 15% said no. We had 634 votes, guys.
Damn.
Pretty significant. That's a lot of votes. That's a lot of votes, right? So a lot of people really wanted to weigh in on this topic. And 85% resoundingly yes said this figure is overpriced. Yes, there are people out there who feel the opposite, who feel, I saw one comment, I do understand, and I do agree, like artists got to eat too. I get that. But we're talking about also what this figure's place is in the marketplace, right? And that's why I bring up this question. If it were the right character, maybe we'd be having a different conversation. Because if this was, for example, Terminator 2 Battle Damage Arnold, and it's $600, some people still might complain for sure, but I think a lot of people would be a lot more willing to swallow that one and say, okay, I'm gonna pay that. People were willing to pay $1,000 for 2 Jokers, right? Yes, some people complained about the price, but everyone who's getting it in hand pretty much loves it, right? So is it the wrong price or is it the wrong character? Because with Pennywise, I guess it was a little bit different. People just mostly didn't really care, right? Except for me. I was over the moon. But some people were just like, okay, yeah, Pennywise, $450, $500, whatever, right? No, it's not the end of the world. Gandalf, I know there was a little bit of pushback on the price, but eventually people got over it. Same with Batman, right? Riley, I got to ask you, is it Harry Potter that's the problem here, or is it the price for Harry Potter that's the problem?
It's a really great question. Honestly, I think that it's more so the price rather than the character, but I'd say that they're both in between. Like they can both be talked about, but I'd say the price is what mainly is steering people away. I know the one thing that's justifying it a lot that people are saying is the base. I think that's the one that is apparently rising it a lot because it's a resin. It's going to be very heavy apparently. So that's why they kind of priced it a little bit more than their other figures. That said, it's a weird one for me because I feel like you're missing a lot of people to buy this and them to make more money if they priced it at a lower price. But there's other people, like I think Carlos kind of made this theory that maybe it's because they knew Harry Potter wouldn't even sell that well, that they're kind of overpricing it that way, that they know it's not going to be a high batch. It's going to be a lower popular one. And those people who love Harry Potter, who will spend that money for Harry Potter, for someone like me who's like a Robert Pattinson Batman. I love the Batman. I'd spend $600 for the Robert Pattinson if it was $600. Those people are what InArt's targeting, in my opinion. I think that they knew this wouldn't be one of their highest sellers. I mean, Pennywise, I believe John, Will, on your show, he said that was the lowest of the orders was the Pennywise. I think that this is going to be lower. I do think so. It's going to be even lower than Pennywise, simply because, like you said, it's the price. And there's a lot of other conflicting things. This is $600. For $600, you talked about the InArt Joker. You could have spent $450 for that InArt Joker 2-pack, and you're getting 2 figures, 2 rooted head sculpts, and you're getting the diorama base as well, which is also extremely heavy. So it's a very weird one. It's a very strange one. I think that, like I said, if this was $500 shipped, a lot more people would say yes. We even ran a poll in our Facebook group. Who is picking up the rooted set? Who's picking up the standard? Yada, yada, yada. The rooted, the most premium, the $600 one, there was, I think it was 10% of people who are buying. There was like 250 votes. So what that's just telling you, the market for this is extremely low. And especially because of the price, because I like Harry Potter. I enjoyed Harry Potter. But even before I saw the figure, I was like, I'm not going to pay a premium price for a character like this. And on top of that, when we get the release of it, it's even more than I thought it was going to be. It's $600. That's a lot for a figure that's 7 inches tall. I don't know. It's a weird one for me. Like I said, maybe it's just because they knew it wouldn't sell well. So they're like, okay, we're just going to make this overpriced because we're going to make a small run of it. And there's going to be a market somewhere for people. But that's mainly, I'd say. I think the price is what really is getting people like, nah, I can't do this. And people don't want to do sculpted because InArt, the main thing that seller is that rooted hair. That rooted hair really does it for a lot of people. And it's just a fact. It's superior for sure. I mean, that's why you're spending the extra money. It looks way more like lifelike. So I think it's a weird one. I'm not going to get it. I think the price is what's mainly contradicting it for people, but I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Well, it's interesting because you are right, Riley. With the rooted hair, it definitely looks better. The sculpted, Yeah, it's good, but
it's closer.
You can't even see the scar with the sculpted hair.
Right.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
So, which is strange.
And Dean, here's what I was just, I think, now noticing after going through all these photos. When you have him like this, he looks kind of bobbleheadish. Like something looks off with the proportions.
That's what kids look like, dude. Kids look goofy.
Kids don't have big ass heads and small bodies, bro.
I don't know, dude. Go watch those movies again.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to subject myself to that. But, there's the scar though, which is pretty dope. That is a really cool, nice little detail touch there. But when you put this on him, it looks a lot better. I think
someone said the owl actually has feathers. Is that?
See, I don't know.
I thought it was just sculpted. Yeah.
Someone in the chat on our show said they actually had feathers.
Oh wow. I don't know.
I was like,
you're out, but I couldn't find that information, but I'll look it up again. But there's a chocolate frog. So
3 chocolate frogs.
Yeah, 3 chocolate frogs. I don't know if they're edible or not, but hopefully knowing InArt, they will be. Dean, what do you think, bro? Is it the wrong character or the wrong price here? What's the issue?
It's definitely the wrong price. Gandalf was $529 or something like that. For a much taller person, rooted hair and beard. I guess more intricate. Well, I don't know about intricate accessories because you're getting like a bird cage and shit here, but
bird cage.
Like it's just it's too much for a little kid figure, like, because people love Harry Potter. They really do. There are Harry Potter fans out there that will spend whatever, because the Harry Potter well is kind of dry. There's really not a whole lot except for like Star Ace, and those figures are like, why even bother?
Right.
So I know there's a lot of people excited for this. I think the figure looks amazing. I think they fucking knocked it out of the park. But one head sculpt, one rooted sculpt is not. I just don't see the price for it. Yeah, it's bizarre. I do like the diorama base with you could have him on the inside with that like faux staircase, or you could turn it around and it's the outside of Hogwarts and you could have him on the broom. I think that was brilliant. A lot of cool little accessories. We saw a lot of cool little accessories with the Batman though. So how much was the Batman?
Something around 500.
500, yeah.
500.
Yeah, and you get a rooted head sculpt and a cowled head sculpt. So like, what exactly is the Harry Potter costing so much for? Like,
well,
maybe, and I will say, to be fair, maybe that, but also on spec he's like $545 ship, so he's $50 under kit. So
dude, that was another thing. I kind of had a theory, like maybe because we talked about this, Kit like got really burned on those Jokers, remember?
I think
because no one expected the box to be that big. So I think Kit was like, you know what? No. I'm not getting burned this time. So we're going to make it higher to make sure, because we know this thing's going to be bigger. But he's a 7-inch figure. So I don't know. It's weird.
Well, Riley, I think you're absolutely dead on. I've not been able to talk to him about it yet, but I can assume that's probably what happened. I think, he ate. I think the InArt Joker boxes were a lot bigger than he anticipated. So I think he probably built this one up a little bit in price to pad it out just a little bit to cover himself a little bit more. Because with these dioramas, I have a feeling this box is going to be fucking huge too.
Yeah,
like it's heavy, even though the figure's smaller, it's not going to mean shit because you have that big diorama and you got the cage and the owl and whatever. I think the box is going to be big. So I think, I think with all of them, to be honest, I think all the InArt figures like Pennywise, is going to, I think the only one, maybe Gandalf and Aragorn might not be a massive box because the bases aren't that big. They're just like a square little stone.
Yeah, I think the same with Batman because he just has that cup, like we call it the cup holder.
Pennywise has like the big sort of theater base and stuff. I think that one's going to be a big box too, probably. But I don't know. It's interesting to see. I mean, because I saw maybe it is the price. I don't know, but I saw a lot of people were like, yeah, like I would consider picking up a Harry Potter, and then they announced it and put up the price, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm not gonna get it. So
that's for 100%. That's what people have been saying. Like I think Brandon Salad even said, or it was either him or Tyria. They were like, yeah, they couldn't wait to see it, but they're like, yeah, that price, like I'm literally priced out. Like, why would I'm not going to spend 600, and I don't want the sculptor for 340. So.
But see, that's why it's also interesting because maybe it's just the wrong character then. Because for Joker, I think they'd pay it. Right. So, and like with Joker for 1,000, people were willing to do it, even though they were like, damn, it's $1,000 for 2 figures. But with this is pretty close to that, right? It's like 550 from spec, right? So for 1 figure, it's smaller. I get that. But people were like, oh no, I'm priced out. But with Joker, they were like, yeah, I'll do it. So I think maybe it's the character. Or maybe it's the version of the character they chose.
I think even maybe they should try and branch this out in some way, because I feel like like Dean was saying, there are people go to Universal and stuff who spend a lot of money on Harry Potter like merch and the franchise. So if they can get it to those people, I think people would be like, oh, if they don't collect figures normally, like they'd be like, this is so cool. Like I'm a Harry Potter fan, I want to buy this. So I don't know, it's tough.
I mean, I think it looks great overall. I mean, it's a little. I think with just that on, it looks a little.
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the figure. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful.
Right, amazing. The figure's great, but if you put the robe on him, it looks great. This looks good. So,
and even it's tough because they have the diorama, like you said, and they have the back of the window, and they showed him on the broom, but you can't even do that pose, which kind of sucks. It's like photoshopped, right? Because there's no installation to make that happen. So you kind of really can't use the back of that base, because what is he just gonna be standing there outside the window? Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Right. How are you gonna hang him on the broom? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and unless you're gonna defy gravity, then yeah.
Carlos is getting this because he thinks it's gonna be a grail, because they're gonna make probably a couple hundred.
That's why he wants it.
It could be though, honestly. I mean, they're not gonna make a lot of these for sure. It's gonna be
right. So, but you never know. You never know with these things. So yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Whether you're going to pick up this Harry, whether you think it's the right character or not. I think it's pretty interesting. Nonetheless. So anyway, guys, I want to ask the question. Well, actually, no, so sorry. I want to get to a couple super chats first. And I'm so sorry. I got to apologize to Collector Joey. And I keep forgetting because I get on these topics and I just totally forget about that. Collector Joey dropped super chat earlier. Thank you so much, Joey. Guys, check out Collector Joey, his channel. Awesome reviews, awesome toy hunting videos, shorts, helpful videos. The dude's such a great guy and very helpful. So Collector Joey, guys, check him out. Thank you so much, Joey. Hopefully you're having a good commute home, bro. And hopefully you have a good Memorial Day. So thanks so much. And we had a super chat from Mark Attack as well. Mr. Mark, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, Mark. Want to bet they will make a Harry Potter from the same film in Quidditch attire. I think that's why they didn't include the Nimbus 2000. I don't know. That sounds more like a Hot Toys thing than an InArt thing. I don't know.
It would be tough. It would be a tough sell because multiple Harry Potters. Yeah.
And if you're going to charge that one,
I think they'll do Ron and Hermione though. But like Nick said, I think you're paying $1,600 for 7-inch.
Bro, I don't think Ron and Hermione are coming anytime soon, though. I mean,
it's going to take 10 years.
It's going to take 5 years, because I mean, they haven't done Daenerys, they haven't done Legolas, they haven't done Batman, Christian Bale, or Ben Affleck. Like, there's a lot.
There's a lot of stuff you can do from Harry Potter. I mean, people say a rooted hair Snape. That would be really cool. I don't know how that would sell well, but it would be cool to see.
For 500, that's a tough one.
That's what I was saying on our show is. They picked a movie with so many kind of must-have characters. Right. You can't have the 3 kids without Hagrid.
That's true. Yeah.
He's big boy too, so
huge. Right. And then Snape also plays a huge role in that movie.
Right.
And also Dumbledore.
Yeah.
It's the 3 kids and then those 2 guys. It's
it's a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot. So they could go really deep with this line just from this one movie, but the amount of time it would take them to get there, because like you said, Will, they showed all the figures that they had slated, and they haven't touched half of them.
Dude, more than that.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, Jon Snow was never on the list technically, but I know he was going to be on there pretty soon, and. Daenerys has not been announced. Like I said, Legolas. I think a lot of people really want to see that Legolas.
The other Batmans.
Yeah. I mean, Arthur Fleck, the Joker. That one's not been announced. That special edition one.
Superman.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. So I mean, it almost I feel like that list they just kind of tossed it out. But unfortunate. But I think they have limited resources, so they're trying to be selective. I mean, I can't deny they're putting out banger prototypes, and that Joker delivered. I think we're all pretty much on the same page. It delivered. I mean, it had the magnet issue, sure, but overall the figure delivered quality. So I'm hoping they do it with other stuff, and I know they do it with statues. And I mean, Pennywise and Gandalf should be next, but I don't know how close they are. I'm thinking maybe
excited.
Maybe Q3, Riley, of this year.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah,
we'll see, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Pennywise will come first probably, and then Gandalf, or maybe Gandalf will drop first. I don't know, but I'm getting both of them. So I'm actually getting 2 Pennywises. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So very excited about that. Anyway, guys, I want to ask the question.